office. I need a change in energy.
Yeah, I noticed. It's different background. It's cool.
Yeah, this is my dining room.
Cool.
So that saying says, be true to who you are and the family name you bear. And then that says our wedding date.
Oh, man.
And that little thing over there.
Oh, I love it.
Yep, here we are, people. Hello, hello, everyone. Good morning, afternoon. We're afternoon. I usually go live in the morning. Good thing, because I had all morning and I wrote my blog posts for March. I got my newsletter article written. Now I just have a few more things. I've been working. I wrote for about 6 hours this morning. I'm brain dead. Hopefully I can bring it. Oh, good. Jen, she said like noon today. She had a 10 o'clock meeting. So that worked out well. Yay, yay. So I want to thank everyone for joining. Thank you for liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate everyone. Hello, Danny. Hello, hello. There's I see people, I don't know, I think I need to explore going live on TikTok more. I see people sometimes going live and they have pretty backgrounds and all kinds of things. I just hit live. Maybe I need to go to the studio. You know, it's so new though. Hello, hello, Tia. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate y'all today. Tia, I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate y'all today. All right, I am going to start with some cards. This is going to be for Tia. Thank you for liking and sharing my live. Thank you, Tia. I'm going to shuffle the cards saying Tia's name, and we'll see what comes up. Good afternoon. There it was, said stop right there. All right, Miss Tia, let's see what we have here. All right, Miss Tia. Okay, so Tia, the first card coming up is the Fool card. It's really about new beginnings and starting a new journey. And when you're starting this new journey, you're really starting it with a lot of optimism and a lot of excitement, which is a beautiful energy to have. The next card coming up is the Devil card. The Devil card frequently comes up as a warning to make sure you don't deviate from your original goal. So you're starting this new journey, you're all excited about it. So you know how sometimes when you start a new journey, you're really excited, then all of a sudden something happens and kind of gets you off course? That's what the Devil card is about. It's like, yeah, don't get off course. Don't pay attention to those distractions that are coming up. The next card is a Knight, which is confirmation, stay the course. Thank y'all. You are going to, if you stay the course, the ending is going to be very positive. You're going to, it's the Hierophant card, which is very positive. It's all about traditions and forgiveness and having bonds. So the way I'm reading this card, because you have this Fool card, starting a new journey. The next card is the Devil card, which is about making sure you're staying the course and keeping your eye on the goal when you start this new journey. Now, this one is saying for the confirmation to stay the course, but you see it's Pentacles. So that tells me it's related to your physical walk, typically a job situation. And in doing so, if you stay the course, don't get distracted, you're going to have a very positive ending. It's the Hierophant card. It's really about traditions and learning and religion and society rules, which doesn't mean that you're going to have to abide by society rules. I was wondering how long, Paige, you get the prize today. I was wondering how long it was going to take someone to realize that I was in a different location. All right, thank you, Miss Tia. So I have never, ever gone live other than my desk. The only other time I've gone live was when I was on vacation. And I wasn't in my office. Yes, this is my dining room. Look at everyone being confused. Did y'all think it was someone new? I was just I had to get out of my office for a little while. I had just done so much work this morning. I wrote for about 6 hours, writing my blogs for all of March and my newsletter article. I just needed to switch up in energy. So I came out to my, I have thought about going outside. Then I have to get a table and you have my whole setup. This is my dining room. So I was just showing Dee. That says, be true to the family name you bear. So right beside it is there, that, and then that says the Jacksons established. I do business under my maiden name. So that's Jackson's when it was established. And there's the living room. Everyone see the puppies? The puppies are out there too. They're the puppies. Look at the puppies. I shouldn't talk to them too much. They'll come over here and bother me. All right, so now that y'all have gotten a tour of my dining room. Okay, so let's do some more card reading. I know, it's just the sweet puppies, aren't they? Oh, I shouldn't talk. They're gonna come in here and start bothering me, and it's gonna be my own fault. That's what's gonna happen. Every time I have one of my son-in-laws like to come over and sit on the ground and play with them, and I was like, when they break your nose, I don't want to hear it, because you're going to fuck around and find out. That's what's going to happen. Because Odin's head, like a brick coming at you. He doesn't mean to. He just tries to love you, but he loves you very aggressively. And he doesn't realize he's aggressive. How do you know I have a beautiful backyard, Devin Marie? Thank you. I do have a really nice backyard, except it's complete mud now. You've never heard me use the F word before, Larissa? Lord have mercy. You've never heard me use the F word before, Larissa? Lord have mercy. Dee, tell them. Just tell them they haven't hung out with me enough, haven't they?
That's okay.
Dee is probably like that. She can't have a conversation with me without me dropping the F-bomb at some point. Like, Dee is like, Lord have mercy. Here we go. Might as well like put some holy water on my ears. I'm about to talk to Christy. Yeah, they are Danes. Here, let me. Right, Sissy. Thank you, Sissy. She said it's not me saying the F word. It's the spirits. So yes, they are Danes. Here we go. That one's Odin. That one's Hera. Look, she says somebody's talking to me, let me wag my tail. Yeah, y'all want to see something funny? So I am, how tall am I? About 5'3.5" or something. I'm covering up. So look, this is their kennels. You see that kennel right there? That's their kennels. There's one and there's the other. I can almost stand up in them. Huh. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. All right, now we'll get back to business. I had a tour of my living room. We saw the Danes. Yeah, those Danes are something else. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I just read. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. Thank you, thank you. Aw, thank you, Lana. I appreciate that. This is probably, we bought this house. We weren't planning on retiring here. We bought it to move, but I do feel so blessed to live here. I look at the price of houses now and we'd never be able to afford to live here. Okay, this card is for Paigey. Paigey. Let me shuffle. Right there, it said to stop. All right. Let's see here. All right. Miss Paigey. Though, okay, so they are minor arcana cards, but it's a lot of kings and queens and knights, which is, of course, the upper level of the major arcana. But we're starting out with the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is really about self-confidence, public recognition. See how he's riding his horse, but he's riding it with like his head up, like confident. I am here. You're going to want to charge in a new direction with a lot of confidence. There's going to be, you can feel it. Like tapping into you, I can feel like the energy being pulled. You are really being pulled to start something new, to go in a new direction, and you're going to want to make sure you do it with confidence. Now, when I say, why does she need to do it with confidence? If she's going in a new direction, why wouldn't she? And the phrase, fake it till you make it, is coming through. Sometimes when we're charging in a new direction, we don't always feel as confident as we should. But once you start acting that confident, then you do start feeling it. Because you should have confidence. You are going in the right direction, but because you're stepping out in a little bit of fear, it's like trepidation. Forget that trepidation. You're definitely headed in the right direction. You want to make sure in this instant, usually everyone hears me say drop into your heart chakra. But Paige, in this instance, you're being called to really stay in your head, analyze the data, and stay disciplined to the course in which you're taking. If you make sure that you are analyzing the data and staying disciplined in the course in which you're taking, you're really going to be in a place of abundance and where you feel confident setting boundaries. Okay, so let me show you the cards, how I know that. I just realized I wasn't really showing you on the cards. Okay, so the first one is the Six of Wands. You're heading in a new direction with confidence. When you're heading in this new direction, you're going to want to make sure you are charging. You're charging with a lot of energy. You are stepping out in this fear, and in doing so, you want to make sure you're doing it confidently. Even though there is a little bit of trepidation, you're stepping out in confidence and you will be fine. As you step out on this new journey, we are moving into the King of Swords energy, which is really about you want to make sure that you're analyzing the data, that you are really being disciplined on the course that you're on. And if you do that, then you're going to really be sitting in a lot of positive energy of abundance, of where you are sitting there and you have clear boundaries, you are clear on where you're headed, you have a lot of clarity in that situation. All right, thank you, Miss Paige, for letting me read you this morning. I so appreciate it. Thank y'all for liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate you. Thank you. All right, this next reading is going to be for Misty LaForce, I think it was. Oh, thank you for confirming, Paige. She said thank you, it totally resonated. I think it was Misty LaForce was the last name. All right, here we go. Misty. Odin went and got himself a toy out of his toy box. All right, so stop right there. Here we go. Oh, very nice. Okay, a lot of fun energy here. Okay, so Misty, we're starting out with the Two of Pentacles, which is a lot of, I'm sorry, someone popped up. Okay, this Two of Pentacles is really about having a lot of priorities and having to make a choice, and a lot of energy kind of going back and forth. You see me swaying like, should I go here? Should I go there? So the Two of Pentacles is really about having a lot of things to juggle, having a lot of priorities, having to time management, and making sure that you have the energy to put to what you're passionate with. So this Knight of Wands, right on the tail of you having to make choices, tells me that there are lots of things. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say, oh yes, just always do what you're passionate about. There are things we just have to do on this planet to make it work. You know, laundry, dishes, carting kids around. So there's certain things we have to do on this journey. But make sure if there's some things that you can cut out that's draining your energy, so that then you have energy left over for whatever it is that is feeding your soul. You want to make sure you're doing that. You're really being called to change the energy in your life and make sure that you are nurturing yourself. Right after that Knight of Wands, which is about making sure you're conserving your energy for what you're passionate about. We're rolling into the Queen of Wands, which is courage. And you're about to have to make some decisions in your life, Misty, that is going to cause you to have to step into your courage. I just feel you taking a deep breath and going, okay, let's go. So you're on the right path. You're going to have to start saying no to some things that no longer serve you. It is going to take confidence, but when you do so, you're going to feel much more independent. we're ending with the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is about heartbreak and grief and emotional pain. And there is some processing you need to do in that arena. There's some processing you need to do when it comes to heartbreak and releasing some trauma and some emotional pain that you're carrying that you don't really have time to do right now. I don't know if you ever have been in a situation where you are consumed with grief, but you don't really have time to grieve because you're so busy having to take care of everyday things. You're being called to make space for yourself and to nurture yourself and make sure you're processing that trauma. All right. Thank you, Misty. Thank you for letting me read you. I so appreciate you. All right. Let's see. Thank you for confirming, Misty. She's like, OMG, yes. All right. I was about to go to Spirit Led, but we still have people still enjoying cards. So I guess we'll keep reading some cards here. All right. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. Let's see. Who just shared? Okay. Sarah Miller. Thank you for liking and sharing my live. I know she shared about 500 times. I so appreciate her. So this reading is for Sarah. Thank you, Sarah Miller. Thank you for liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate you. For those of you who are just joining, yes, I do usually give readings to the people who are sharing my live. Spirit led, I do not do that. It's just whoever comes up. I don't control when we do spirit led. Okay, this is for Sarah Miller. Let's see what we have going on here. Oh, this is a good one, Miss Sarah. All right. Lots of major arcana in this reading. The first one is the Sun card. This is for Sarah Miller. Thank you, Sarah, for sharing my live. The Sun is all about positivity. Look how fun this card is. Lots of sunshine, lots of positivity, pleasure, happiness, and you're moving into that arena. So we started with the Sun card, which is all about happiness and fun and pleasure. And the Chariot card is about moving in that direction. It's about progression. So you're really moving, and she goes on her solo trip this week. Very good. Moving in that direction. Yes, you're gonna have a good time. I know that there's some trepidation going into that, Miss Sarah, but it's really gonna be a great, I'm sorry, I got distracted. So, Jen, I'm going to finish this reading for you, Sarah, but Jen, have you gotten any synchronicities yet? I know it was just last night. Wasn't it just last night we talked about that? Yeah, it was just last night that we talked about it in the Divine Collective, but have you gotten any synchronicities yet? Okay, so next, Sarah, after you're moving into this happiness, the next card is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is, you see how they're walking away from love. You're walking away from some love, and there's some disappointment and abandonment feelings in that. But, see, the Divine Collective is not a class. It's a group where we meet a few times a month. And so last night was our group reading within the Divine Collective. And I think it was Sarah and Jen's grandmother, they're twins, their grandmother stepped up and was talking about something for Jen. So the Divine Collective isn't a class, even though we do learn a lot in there. We meet 3 times a month over different things. So we're ending, Sarah, with the Moon, which is your dreams really coming true. Your dreams moving into that. And so beautiful reading. Sarah, you're moving into a new area of your life, and it is just a beautiful place where you are. Yes, there is this Eight of Cups that is talking about you dealing with some disappointment and abandonment and leaving it behind, but that's a good thing. Whenever you have the Eight of Hearts, that you are actively, you can see that you are moving into positivity, it means that you have processed a lot that's been behind you. Thank you, Miss Sarah, for liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate you. Okay, so yes, a little bit on the Divine Collective. I saw some going back and forth. The Divine Collective is we do some things during the day. We do some in the evening. So typically we have 3 meetings a month. I think for the teaching, I don't think I know. I have been making notes of jotting down ideas of what our teaching is going to be about. I think we're going to talk about the shadow self and how you process in the shadow self. I think we're going to have a couple of meetings over that this month. The first one will kind of be a teaching, and the next will be more about how you really process some of that shadow self. And then we'll have a group reading, and then we usually play with some cards. Some of it's during the day, some of it's in the evening. I try to schedule them all over so that people can join, you can join something according to what your schedule is. Just so everyone is clear, this is soda. I'm just drinking it in a cute glass. I drank it earlier before y'all got on screen, and Dee's like, "Oh, you're drinking wine? Yay!" I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not drinking wine so early in the day. Not before I read, anyway." I'm not saying I would never drink wine because it is afternoon, but I am drinking, so no. I mean, I'm reading. I'm not going to drink wine while I'm reading. Unless we're a bunch of psychic mediums get together messing around, then we will do that. All right. Let's see, who's going to start us off? The first name I'm hearing, there's a male figure stepping up. I'm getting the name Robert with him. Do y'all see Robert too? Robert is letting me know that he loved dogs. He had a dog that was always riding a shotgun with him, that was on his, was with him all the time. He loved dogs. He liked to hunt. But he is showing me his hunting dog was more than just a hunting dog. It was his friend. I know when we lived in North Dakota, it was the first time I'd ever experienced. I was a little bit horrified. But, it was just the way they were. People that would, their hunting dogs weren't part of the family. They were actually, kept, they took care of them in, heated dog houses, or they would leave them at their shop if they had, a farm equipment shop or something. But I didn't like it. This guy was just showing me that this dog went with him everywhere that he could. He would ride shotgun. He would go hunting. So this guy really liked hunting. He is specifically showing me a rifle. It's not a shotgun. I'm not going to say. I can't say if it's a shotgun or a rifle, but I guess a shotgun is a rifle. Anyway, one of those was passed down. One of his hunting rifles was passed down. He is also showing me not just hunting deer. He's showing me birds. I'm not sure what kind of birds people hunt, but he hunted birds, quails. Is that something y'all hunt? Is that a bird people hunt? You can tell. I don't come from a hunting family. He is, also showing me that his garage was very put together. Everything was right where it was supposed to be. If he was sending you after something in his garage, he could say, "Okay, it's on the second shelf from the bottom," blah, blah, blah. He knew exactly where everything was. Okay, let me recap. And if this gentleman belongs to you, please put a yes in the comments. So I'm hearing the name Robert around him, Bobby, something like that. He is showing me that he loved dogs, and he had a hunting dog that was with him all the time. Not only hunting, this dog was his friend. It was his pet. He would ride shotgun with him. He is showing me that he had a hunting rifle that was passed down, and he would hunt for other things, not just deer, but also birds. I'm hearing quail. He's also showing me that he spent a lot of time in his garage, and he's showing me his garage was big. It's more like a shop. We'll say a shop. And this shop it was very organized. Everything was just where he could tell you exactly where things were. Does this gentleman sound familiar to anyone? Hi, dear. Hera came to join us. All right. Is this gentleman not going to be claimed? I'm petting Hera. If y'all are curious, is what I'm doing. All right. Looks like we're going to just put him to the side for a moment. We'll come back to him and see if we can get him claimed later. Name and dog. Name and dog, but not the hunting is familiar. You know, I appreciate Sarah saying that. I like it when y'all say that because sometimes there will be information in the reading. I was like, could I have gotten that wrong? And sometimes it's like if something was very clear, and he was showing me this hunting very clearly. So I know that he was a hunter. Okay, Danny, are you saying this sounds like one of your friends who passed? Let's see here. I'll wait for Danny to answer real quick. Let's see if she's going to answer. Now I'm asking for them to come through. Gotcha. All right, we're going to come back to this gentleman. We're going to move on to the next spirit, and we'll see if we can get this gentleman going. Oh, no, absolutely not, Danny. That's Hera dropping her bone on my wood floor. Should we guess? Did it make a scratch? Do y'all think it made a scratch? Do y'all think it made a dent in my wood floor? They're real wood floors, just so we're clear. Do you think that she cares? Okay, this next lady stepping up is a mom energy. No, she does not care. You're right, Prissy Nana. She does not. She could care less. She gives no F's about my wood floor. This next lady stepping up is a mom energy. She's letting me know that her grandbabies, you were going to say Odin. That was actually Hera. I know, that is usually Odin that would say that, but it was Hera. Okay, so this was a mom energy, but her grandbabies would call her an M name, like Mimi. I keep wanting to say Mimi or Momo. So a mom energy, but she is acknowledging her grandbabies would call her Mimi or Momo. She is showing me that she was so, and I know this is familiar, most people get a much better grandmother than they did mom. Like my grandbabies get a much better grandma than I was a mom. I've learned a lot and chilled out a lot in those years. So this lady is saying how much she loved her grandbabies, and she shows me doing the same thing. Just the other day, one of my grandbabies asked me for something. They said, Nana, can I have da 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 da? And I went to answer them. Before I could, one of their parents answered them the opposite. And so I was like, no, they did not ask you. They said Nana. So Nana is going to answer, and the answer is yes, they may have that. So she's very much showing me she was that kind of Mimi. She'd go toe-to-toe with the parents. Now, just so we're clear, when it comes to discipline stuff, no, I don't get involved in that. When my grandbabies need to be disciplined and their parents say they need to be in trouble for something, no, I don't get involved in that. And she's saying she didn't either. Like, she would spoil them, but she understood that people just, need some discipline, and that she's not going to get involved. Parents need to take care of that. That's how you are, right? Right. Your grandbabies call you Nana. And that's how Lana said she is. Right. That's how you have to be. So this lady is also showing me that she was a widow for a lot of her life. Like towards the end of her life, she was alone. And she took care of her husband in his passing years. And she wouldn't have changed it. So she took care of her husband. He passed. And then she went on to live a very healthy life, a very full life. She traveled with friends. She never remarried. She just made sure she kept her life full with her family after her husband passed. She is showing me she lived, I want to say, so don't quote me on these exact number of years, but it feels like a long time, like a decade, 10 to 15 years after her husband passed before she did. And she was not about. And she's showing me doing a lot of traveling after he passed, and she would travel with friends or in groups. Okay, so we have this mom energy. Her children called her Mimi, Momo, something like that, this M name. She is showing me that she very much spoiled these babies, and she would even argue with the parents. Like if the kids asked her to do something, she's like, no, they asked me, and I said yes. So she very much tried to spoil the babies. But she also lived a very healthy life and full life. It wasn't just about her kids and her grandbabies. She was a widow. She took care of her husband when he passed. She was right there by his side, make sure he got great care. But afterwards, she did not remarry, even though she was a widow for some time. She traveled with friends, made sure that she kept herself busy. She's also showing me out walking. Okay, Miss, this looks like this belongs to Miss Lana. All right, Miss Lana, I just sent you an invitation to go live. Hi, Lana.
How are you?
Good. So is this your mom?
My grandma,
Your grandma. Very good. What did y'all call her?
Mima.
Mima. Okay, very good. I kind of had two things because I said, I don't know, I'm hearing Mimi or Momo, so it was kind of between the two.
It's
Mima.
it's kind of funny because my granddaughter, my youngest, she calls me Maba, and it's just a different name. So
Yes, yes, it is. So that's is funny because I couldn't decide which one it was. Your grandmother was called in between the two, and you were called Mama. Or
right,
yeah.
Maba.
Well, yeah, I can't even pronounce that. So now your grandmother did a lot of traveling. She was also showing me she liked to keep herself, or she tried to keep herself in as good a shape as she could. She wasn't crazy with it,
Yes,
but she's showing me doing a lot of walking. She did a lot of walking.
he did.
All right, she's okay. So real quick, Lana, I was about to move into a message from her, and she's like, "Your grandmother was very specific." She says, "Lana has a question. Do you have a question for me?"
Um, I just was hoping my daughter was with her.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't gonna ask that though.
Okay, so for anyone who has watched me read, I don't usually stop and say, "You have a question." But her grandmother was very much saying she has a question for you and she wanted me to ask her. Okay, so your daughter was not a baby when she passed. She was an adult. She was,
Yes,
yeah. I was about to say she was an adult, but I still call her a baby. But
exactly.
I didn't want to confuse things because she's not a baby, but yeah,
She
she's
was
your
my
baby.
baby.
Your grandmother is acknowledging that of course she has that baby, that she wouldn't have it any other way. They spend a lot of time together. She's also acknowledging that together. And so that when I say this, I say this kind of joking, but it's serious. I just don't want to scare anyone. They haunt you. But they do it in a good way, Lana. It's a funny way.
Yeah, that I believe.
They're showing me though, okay, so they're showing me a situation that happened in my house yesterday. And I had someone over at my house and we were doing a meditation together. Well, I was doing a healing on her. So we were just into this like 5 minutes. Odin's upstairs. He starts barking. And I could have sworn I heard a man's voice, loud as day. And I come running up here and there's no one here. I knew it was a spirit. And so she's saying they do that kind of stuff to you. Like you will hear something. You know you hear something.
Yeah, I hear somebody talking all the time.
Yes.
And
I
I
know.
always go looking and there's nobody there. And it's like, okay.
They think that's actually hysterical.
Oh, I'm sure my daughter really would.
Yeah. They're giggling and laughing. But you know, it's like their partners in crime. Because you can tell like your daughter's laughing and your grandmother's like giggling along with her. Now, your daughter is acknowledging that she had some struggles in life.
She did.
Yes, just in processing and her walk in life. She's owning that. I don't know if you've been told this before. I feel like you've been told this before, but she's saying it needs to be repeated. That those were her issues, not yours. She knew she was loved. She knew she was supported. Has someone told you this before? Have you had a reading?
I have.
Okay, very good. And she's saying, because she was making me feel like you have heard this before, but she's like, I have to repeat it. My mom will have to hear this every day of her life.
Yeah.
She is also saying that you and your daughter, y'all were friends.
We were best friends.
Yes. Yes, y'all were mother-daughter. Of course you were. But y'all, she just shows me y'all giggling and she's taking me to the kitchen. Like I am sitting in my dining room. I'm seeing my kitchen and she's just taking me out there like, I don't know, I'm cooking, but I'm very messy. I'm having a food fight. I'm just giggling with you.
Yes.
Now, would y'all actually have food fights? I just feel the need to like fling some food at you.
Yes, we would.
Okay, so you're a better mom than me because I've been like, who's going to clean this mess up? We're not doing this.
I was always the one to clean it up too.
Right, exactly why I wouldn't want to do it. So that's one of those beautiful memories. I love when Spirit, she's just doing it perfectly. She's giving me the message that was a little bit hard to hear. I mean, it was good for you, but still it takes you back to that moment of those feelings that you process of why do my child struggle on this planet, and you try to take responsibility for it. And then she rolls right into this fun memory of having that fun fight. She's also showing me, okay, I was about to say a beach and she stopped me, but I'm definitely seeing some water. Was there a regular lake or body of water y'all would go to?
We went to the ocean every summer, and I still continue to do that for her birthday.
Okay, very good.
I was just planning my trip before I got on here.
Okay. I was about to say you must have been thinking about it or planning it because of the way she brought it up. So when spirits bring something up, all of a sudden I was about to let her go because we're on a live. I was going to move on to the next person, and she's like, "Wait!" And she dropped this water scene in front of me.
Yes.
So when spirits acknowledge something, you said you were just working on it. It's a spirit around you. Sorry, that was my dog. I don't let spirits step up and say, "Tell them I'm around." It's too general. They have to prove it. She's done a very good job of that by first talking about this beach trip that you were just planning. Also, she talks to, her and your grandmother, they talk to you, in another room, and you turn around and no one's there.
Yes.
And then also she is saying that she is the one who sent the butterflies. I don't know if you noticed the butterflies.
Yep, I see them quite often.
She is saying, now this may sound weird because as a medium, I don't frequently let my spirit say I love you, just because, again, it's general. I make them prove it by showing they're around you or they understand what you're doing. But she is really wanting me to say, I love you, Mom. Like, I love you, Mom.
Yes. I know she does. I love her.
She says, I know, I hear you telling me.
I do. I tell her all day long.
Yes. And okay, your daughter was a talker, so I
Yes, she was. She was.
She's also acknowledging that. Now, for anyone watching, I'm not by any means saying Lana has a death wish, but she is saying that you frequently, gosh, how would I do this? Like, you're not sad when you transition to be with her again.
I'm not. I used to be scared of it. I'm not.
Right.
I'm excited for it.
Thank you, because I'm not saying that you have a death wish by
No.
any means.
No, I'm just not. I have no fear of it anymore. I know she'll be there to meet me, and yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Miss Lana. Even though this started out with your grandmother, and your grandmother turned it over to your daughter real quick.
My grandma, that's how she was too. She would just, because I would have never asked you that question. I would have never asked you to bring her in because I've watched you forever.
Aw, thank you. So for those just joining, what Lana is talking about is her grandmother said she has a question. So I was like, Lana, what's your question? And it does say so much about your grandmother's personality. How spirits give me information says so much about their personality.
Yes. Thank you so much, Christy. I
Of
appreciate
course.
it.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right. Very good. I know. That is beautiful, right? Okay. So now I'm going to go back and see if we can claim the original gentleman that I had brought in. If not, we'll just move on to another spirit again. The first gentleman, I'm hearing a Robert name around him. He is showing me that he loved dogs. He was a hunter. There was one of his rifles passed down, and he is showing me that he would hunt many things like deer. I'm seeing birds, like I guess they're quail. Anyway, I shouldn't say quail because I don't want to get people off. Anyway, hunting birds. I can imagine why the birds you would hunt. But anyway, there you go. He had a garage, and this garage was big, and I'm seeing that it was pristine, and there's equipment in it, and then everything was just where it belonged. He's also showing me that he was cremated, not buried. Okay, Does this gentleman fit anyone on here? This is soda in my glass, not wine. I have to just say that because I don't want people thinking I'm drinking on live. I don't know. Can you drink on lives? I don't know. Not while you're reading, surely not, but you know. All right. Doesn't look like we are going to get him claimed, so we'll move on to the next person. Okay, this next person stepping up. Okay, he's presenting in a suit and he lived in a bigger city. Ah, Prissy Nana, you're funny. Okay, he lived in a bigger city because he shows me he's in a suit, he has a briefcase, and he's running to catch a cab. And it's very clear that it's not an Uber, it's a cab. He feels like he had a very, like a lawyer or stockbroker or something like that. I'm feeling a lot of power behind his jobs. He had a good income. He's also letting me know that he was always busy, busy, busy. I'm feeling lawyer, but if I'm wrong and it was something still in that realm, I'll take it. He is showing me that he lived in the city because I am seeing him. He's showing me at the end of the night, kind of looking out at his apartment onto the city. He's also showing me he was divorced a couple of times. He didn't settle down with one woman for his entire life. He is saying that his personality, I can imagine. I mean, this guy was like a personality that's not really conducive to making marriages work for a long time. So he had several marriages, and he is saying that he had, not surprising, heart problems towards the end of his life. He's also showing me that he loved to vacation. He would take nice vacations. Okay, I'm going to recap. I'm feeling this guy has some kind of Chicago connection. I'm not feeling that he lived in Chicago, though if you said, oh yeah, he was right in the middle of Chicago, okay. There is a Chicago connection around this gentleman. Okay, so I have a gentleman here. He's a very professional guy. He's wearing a suit. He's letting me know that he had a really busy, high-stress job. It was a lawyer, stockbroker, banker, something along that, just on the go. He either lived or spent a lot of time in a big city because he shows me waving down a cab. He is showing me again being in an apartment with a glass of wine looking out at the city. He is showing me that he was divorced a couple of times. Not surprised, given his personality, a forceful personality here. Not surprising, he did have heart problems towards the end of his life, probably all that, thank you, Prissy Nana. Probably all of that stress he was under. He did like to take big vacations, and there is a Chicago connection with this gentleman. Does he sound familiar to anyone on here? All right, let's see if we can get this gentleman claimed. If we don't get him claimed, I'm not bringing up any more men. They can just sit to the back. I'm teasing. I feel so bad when they're unclaimed, but unfamiliar. You're so sweet, Larissa. You know what will usually happen with the unclaimed ones, sometimes whenever I am, for whatever reason, people don't want to speak up on here. I never do it. So many times after I'm finished reading, I will, hey, knock it off. I will get an email from someone saying, I was on your live and that person you brought up, and they would tell me the details, was my whoever. And then they want me to give them a message, probably because they want it to be more personalized or something, but I don't. I just don't respond. Sometimes I will say, oh, thank you for letting me know, but I will not give them a reading. Yes, the dog's consent spirit. Yes, they can. I was I was on the phone with someone about to go into a Zoom. There was a lot going on. And all of a sudden, Odin started, and Odin has a certain bark when it comes to spirits. Like it starts out as a guttural type bark, not just a roof. It's like, and then he moves into his bark. That's his spirit bark. So I could hear him out here barking, but I was about to go into my live. Oh, thank you. I was actually just wondering if my highlights had a funny color to them. And so I come out here and there were 5 spirits in this living room, like teasing Odin. One of them was my father-in-law. One of them I knew who he was. And I'm sorry, I was reading a message on here. And so I just told them to chill out. You know, I said, if y'all can't be out here making noise, I'm about to go into a meeting. If you are here for a reading, go to the office. If not, you have to leave. And so they shut down. Aw, thank you, Mrs. Martin. Y'all are so sweet. Y'all, you tend to compliment me on the one, like this morning. I was like, my hair is a mess. Okay. So someone says the hunter and his dog, older with a dad energy or younger, didn't match the name. Okay. So Jess, on all that information, I said the name around him was like a Robert or a Bob. When I say the name is around them, it doesn't mean it's their name. It means they're associated with someone. So do you recognize that the name around the gentleman, Robert or Bob, there's a name around them? I'm actually feeling like it's a younger generation. Okay. Yes, it could be my friend's dad, but I don't know a Robert around them. All right, Miss Jess. I'm going to ask Jess to go live here. Aw. I'm sorry. So y'all see me? I was looking. I'm on my iPad, so when she comes across, her picture's like this big, so I went to click on her and ask her to go live. I saw her picture more. She's just beautiful. She's up her babies with her.
Christy, I gotta go.
All right. Hi, Jess. How are you?
Hi there. Good. How are you?
You know, it makes sense that you said it was your friend's dad because he had an uncle energy to him, but I knew I was off. So when I was about to say uncle, he stopped me. So that would make sense, a friend's dad, because you feel like that's kind of an uncle type energy coming in.
Yeah. And I don't know what kind of dog it was either, but he always had like a German short hair hunting dog, and they were always his best friends.
Yes, he liked those better than he liked the people around him.
That makes sense.
Now, do you remember his garage, spending time in a garage that was very clean and put together?
I don't, but I could see him being a pretty organized person.
Yeah, very good. What's your friend's name?
Melissa.
Now, he was cremated?
Yes.
And they did something different with the ashes, I'm hearing. They're not in one urn. They're like split up. They did something different with them.
That I don't know. There's a lot of like family drama.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what was done with them.
Okay. So he is really your friend, Melissa. Like some people can just take the family drama and put it to the side and be whatever. That's not your friend. Your friend is very hurt by the family drama going on. She's really affected by it. It takes a lot of her energy.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So the fact that her dad is telling me something that I don't know is a sign that he is there, he is around her, and he sees what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
He wants
sad.
her. It is very sad because the family, he's showing me the family actually fracturing over this.
Oh yeah, like I'm her family now.
Yes, I was about to say. Her dad is saying that it's time now for her to make her own family because it's not her responsibility to fix this.
Yeah, she's at that point.
And she is at that point, but she's more at that point now because she's frustrated.
Yeah.
So when you get to that point, like, I'm just done and you're frustrated, there's still some hurt that she's going to have to process later.
Absolutely.
And her dad is acknowledging that. And he's talking about how sorry he is because something happened. I'm sorry. I have dog slobber on my shirt. Um, he's talking about there was something that happened with the estate that she didn't get what she wanted or she wasn't involved. Something about the estate being split up has really hurt her.
Yeah, her sister completely cut her off and sold everything through like a agency. And she asked her things, and her sister got very stingy and rude about it, and said, I'm the owner. I'm the one that's supposed to deal with this. Like, I get to decide, basically."
And it's not even money stuff. It's just
No,
no,
nope.
yeah. That's what because I asked her dad that because I was asking him, is it money? And he was
Nope.
like, nope. And he gave me it gave me a knowing that it's just like little things, like maybe a watch
Things,
that's not worth anything.
well, things as simple as like liquor that he had. Like, things as little as that.
How fun would that be to have like 20 years down the road still having your dad's because it's not like she wanted to drink it. She wanted
She didn't. Nope.
yeah.
Nope.
Oh, I'm so sorry for her. Um, and for everyone watching, please go do some estate planning so this does not happen.
Yeah.
So this recording will be on my YouTube channel probably in about 5 days. Please have your friend come and watch it. Her dad has proven that he is around her just by telling me some of the things that has happened that I would have no idea. He wants her to also know how happy she is that, or happy he is that she is trying to find some peace for herself. He also wants to thank you for how much you've supported her. You have been with her every step of the way through this.
I have, yeah.
And you have such a beautiful, empathetic heart. Like you have hurt for your friend. And her dad is just so thankful that she has such a beautiful friend to share this with.
Yeah.
Also, do you know if his birthday is in like June or July? He's showing me June.
It is. It's
Yeah.
June.
Yeah, okay, very good. He said, go have a drink for me.
Oh, we are. Oh my gosh. The
Okay.
day of his birthday, we're going to go see Morgan Wallen together.
Okay, very good. So again, something I certainly would not know. So
No.
please have her read that or listen to this. He gave some beautiful ways of showing that he is around her.
That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't claim him at first because I wasn't quite sure, but then when it kept being unclaimed and I just kept having a nudge, like
Yes.
this is me, say something.
That's right. That's what spirits will do. They will nudge you. They won't leave you alone. They'll be like tapping you on the shoulder, like, hey.
Yeah, he definitely was.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jess.
Thank you.
All right. That was very nice. Her friend's dad did a really good job. I know. So, Christina is saying, glad you did claim him. Me too. I'm glad she claimed him too. Yeah, that was beautiful. Oh, thank you, Christina. I appreciate you. Okay, so we have this one gentleman here. We claimed that other one. Let's see if we can get this gentleman claimed. He is showing me that he had a high power job. It was he's wearing a suit. He was a lawyer or a banker, stockbroker, but it was more about like, I gotta go, I'm wearing a suit, I have to present. He's either lived in the big city or spent time in a big city because he shows me catching a cab. Not an Uber, a cab. It's very clearly a cab. He is also showing me that I'm feeling like he had two places. He spent a lot of time in the city because he's showing me overlooking. Hey, you'll stop it. Hey, Odin, knock it off. Sorry. He spent a lot of time in the city, in a place overlooking the city. He was divorced a couple of times. His personality just really wasn't conducive to. I know they were like rolling all around. My furniture is all twisted because he was rolling and kept hitting the furniture. So my love seats were pushed back. Oh, look, now he's like, what? You talking to me? I wasn't doing nothing. It's like, I was sweet, innocent puppy. I wasn't doing nothing. Not surprising, this gentleman had heart problems towards the end of his life because he had such a high pressure job. There is a Chicago, my boys at the house are the naughty ones, right? Harris just must pretty princess. There is a Chicago reference to this gentleman. I'm not saying he lived in Chicago, but there is definitely a Chicago reference. Does anyone know? Does anyone claim this guy? Does he belong to any of you? I'm hearing an H name around him, like Henry or Harold. He is showing me he was buried, not cremated. Yeah, Odin. All right. Y'all talking about my dogs on here. So, oh, that's why I was about to claim them. Y'all are talking about the puppies. Yeah, they are something else. Oh no, Odin's going to drag more out of his toy box. See, let me show you his toy box while y'all are deciding if this. So this is Odin's toy box right there. You'll see that toy box. Now, my husband will pick up toys at night and close it, or I will pick them up. But I don't ever close it. My husband will close it. Because if it's closed and there's no toys for Odin to get to, he will go and find his own toy. And I promise you, no one wants that. No one wants Odin going through the house and finding his own toys. It's never good. Okay. Now, does this gentleman, I'm going to do one more recap on this gentleman and we'll see if we can get him claimed. There is a Chicago connection to this gentleman. I'm hearing an H name around him, like Henry or Harry. He is showing me wearing a suit. He had a very busy, high-pressure job, like a lawyer or a banker, but not just a banker. It would have been a high-pressured banker, a stockbroker. He is showing me getting in a cab, so he took cabs. I'm feeling he had two places because he is showing me being in the city a lot, and he's in a place that overlooks the city with lights, but he's also showing me he had a place where he would go frequently that was not in the city. He had several relationships, if not wives and long-term relationships that function like marriages, but they didn't really last. He didn't really have a personality that was conducive to long-term relationships. So he went through several of them. Not surprising, he had heart problems towards the end of his life, a high-pressure job, taking everything, that kind of personality, had heart problems. He liked to take a lot of big vacations, and he was buried, not cremated. Okay, does this gentleman fit anyone on here? Thank y'all for still liking and sharing my live. So I appreciate you on here today. All right, doesn't look like we are going to get this gentleman claimed today. All right, I do have to go run into another meeting. I have a reading here in a few minutes, so I'll have to go do that one-on-one. I want to thank everyone who has joined me today. Thank you for all these spirits that shown up. We had some beautiful, beautiful messages come through today. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for following me. Thank you for liking and sharing my live. Y'all have a great day. I will be live again tomorrow on here at 3. See y'all later. And then I think it's Instagram at 4. All right. Bye.